Now we started off with Bo Nickal versus Jamie Pickett. There's a little bit of controversy in the fight. People thought he need Jamie Pickett in the nuts before
Yeah.
the takedown and eventual finish. Um, to me, I don't necessarily have much of a problem with the way things went, whether he got kneed or not, because I feel like this was going to be a foregone conclusion of the fight. I think at some point in time, he was going to get him down. I think at some point in time, he was going to finish him on the ground, whether that be TKO or submission. Jamie Pickett was not going to defend multiple takedowns from Bo Nickal in my head. He could have, but I could be wrong, but that didn't happen. So as far as I know, they are trying to go and I think battle the conclusion of that fight. I think they're trying to go to the commission,
Okay.
but I don't think that's necessarily going to change anything. I think that Bo Nickal just went in there and performed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. It's unfortunate that he got low blowed on the way down, but I think that was one of the easiest fights to predict. I predicted a first round submission. I just felt like the UFC chose an opponent that's fitting for Bo Nickal's style. And they weren't trying to, in my opinion, the UFC wasn't trying to test the Bo Nickal mantle. I think they were trying to put the machine behind him so the world could see, oh, look at the new kid on the block. Look at the new guy on the block, Bo Nickal. And so shouts out to Bo Nickal because he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Right.
The low blow is unfortunate. I think that was kind of a thing of unfortunate circumstance. I don't think it was like he purposely did it. I don't think he needs to cheat to beat Jamie Pickett.
Exactly.
But with that being said, I don't know if I'm necessarily impressed because he beat a guy that he was supposed to beat. And I understand, I'm not saying throw him to the wolves, no, because he's not like a Hamzat or anything where you could tell right away, oh, this guy got it. There's no point of wasting his time. I would like to see Bo Nickal probably fight stiffer competition. Like, once again, I'm not saying like top 10 guy or anything like that. No, not even top 15. Just give him somebody who's a little more stiffer. I would like to see him eventually fight a guy who could wrestle as well. Because if you keep giving him these strikers, of course, he's going to look like a world-class MMA fighter. No, I would like to see him being challenged and shit. So we'll see. And shouts out to Bo Nickal. He did exactly what he's supposed to do, and we're about to see what's the next for him.
So next we have the lightweight match between Mateusz Gamrot and Jalin Turner. I think this was probably the most 50-50 pick 'em fight on the card as far as the main card. And it was an interesting fight. Mateusz Gamrot and Jalin Turner had a good fight. Jalin Turner was able to drop Mateusz a couple times, but at the end of the day, his grappling and ground game proved to be just a little bit too much in order to win the game, or I should say the match. So to me, I think you actually predicted that the fight would go somewhat in this way, Lau, if I'm not mistaken. Like, hey, like I think like he's gonna get taken down by Mateusz.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember when I preview exactly what I said. I
Right.
just remember saying like, hey, this is a 50-50 fight. I'm just gonna go with Jalin Turner off like, just cause. And but I also said like, I'm probably gonna end up regretting it. Now I don't regret it, but at the same time, I kind of knew like, all right, either Jalin or Gamrot could have won. I thought that fight was a good fight, by the way. It was a good fight. You know what's funny? Even though I picked Jalin Turner off to win off the whim, when I was watching that fight live, I scored it for Gamrot. I thought he edged every round out. I scored a 30-27.
I agree.
Now, people thought that Jalin Turner won, and then there was other people who thought Gamrot won, but they didn't think it was 30-27. They said like, oh, it was 29-28. I was one of those people who thought it was 30-27. I thought he edged out every round because it was grappling. He used, Gamrot seems to be a fighter that has good IQ under him. He knew, hey, I probably can't really outstrike this guy, so I'm going to have to beat him where I know I could beat him at. And that wasn't easy, as you could see in the fight, but he got the job done. So I think this is a good win for Mateusz Gamrot because he's coming off that loss of Beneil Dariush, but now he's back in the win column. So now he could, fight up again, get another top 10 fight. I think he should probably fight somebody like RDA if RDA is not coming, if he's coming back down to lightweight, or fight the loser of Conor or Chandler. I think that'd be cool too. Or fight the loser of Gaethje and Fiziev. You know what I mean?
What
So
about Beneil and Charles?
you could fight the loser of that as well. So there's options for Gamrot, and I think all those options are good for him because those fights are people ranked above him, and outside of Conor, of course, but those fights are ranked above him. And if he wins any of those fights, that's just going to boost his stock up and move him up in the rankings. Jalin Turner, he has nothing to hang his head about. He took a short notice fight. He took a gamble, and unfortunately, he just lost his gamble. But I still think that Jalin Turner probably could get a top 10, top 15 fight. He might not get one of the elites, but he'll definitely get a ranked opponent next. And hopefully, he takes his fight back, and he's able to retool his skills and work on the stuff that he was lacking in the Gamrot fight.
Yeah, Jalin Turner definitely doesn't have anything to be sad about in this fight. It's not like he went out there and got destroyed. Like, yeah, he did get beat. But that being said, though, it's a loss that he can learn from, more or less, in my eyes.
Right.
So